Good evening, hello and welcome to this special broadcast. I'm Anusha Soni. The Pathaan movie has hit the screens and receiving much love and adulation from the fans. The film has received a grand opening, churning about 50 crores, and the cheer is expected to run through the weekend, the long weekend. Now, the movie got mired into a controversy after the song Besharam Rang had invited the wrath of some right-leaning groups and politicians. There are protests which happen in some cities across the country as well. But SRK fans are ecstatic that after 4 years, King Khan is back to the big screen. The hopes are riding high, not just for the movie, but the filmmakers in general, for the Hindi film industry that wants to get its mojo back. Will Pathaan be able to sustain the initial enthusiasm? Will the movie be able to end the jinx of the pandemic for the Hindi film industry? All that and much more on the biggest exclusive tonight. Well, I have a lot of friends who have watched this movie first day, first show. We'll hear it from them and my colleague Shilpa Ratnam as well. But the key question, Pathaan has released amid protests. We saw that in Indore, we saw it some in districts of Karnataka. But this movie has much expectations riding on it. Will it be able to end the lull for Bollywood? The Hindi film industry has been receiving a very strong competition from the cinema and the art coming in from the south of the country. My colleague Shilpa might be able to tell us because she has already seen the movie and she's live with us from outside PVR Bandra. Shilpa, first, how was the movie? Don't give us spoilers because I'm yet to see it. But tell us what the experience was. What are the fans telling you?
It's very high on adrenaline. It is a fast-paced action entertainer. Don't expect too much of a wordy script or too much logic when you go to watch this one. Don't watch it for the screenplay or the script. Watch it just for Shahrukh Khan because his screen presence is being celebrated like never before. The atmosphere in the theatre is absolutely electrifying, and it's heartening to see a superstar who's had a bad decade, to be frank, make such a victorious comeback to the theatres. He is apparently raking in more than 50 crores for sure. It could go on to become his highest opening day and could even put him on the leaderboard when it comes to those highest collections when you talk about the first day. Now he's already at number 2 when it comes to the advanced bookings, with standing at about 5.15 lakhs, and he has superseded KGF 2, only second to Bahubali. So as you were talking, that leaderboard is being kindly dominated by movies from the south which have done well in the last 2 years, but now Pathaan finding a place there, not just a victory for Shahrukh but also for the industry that's been supporting him.
All right, Shilpa, one quick question from you. What was the key moment for you when you watched that movie? You said it very clearly that, don't look into it for some kind of logic or great screenplay, but watch it for the sheer magic of Shah Rukh Khan. What about Deepika Padukone? What about John Abraham? There are other stars in the movie as well.
Well, yes, Anusha, you're absolutely right. I'm also a fan of Deepika Padukone's, and John Abraham's also been celebrated on screen like never before. He's been given a very thunderous welcome every time he comes. But I have to say that the key moment in the film for me was Shahrukh along with another superstar. I'm not going to say anything more, but that really is magic, quite something to watch, and leaves you wanting for more.
Leaves you wanting for more. So that's Shilpa Ratnam reporting for us and telling us what to expect from the movie Pathaan. Our panel is also joining us on the broadcast. Mr. Taran Adarsh, who's an Indian film critic and trade analyst, is with us on the show. Shahzad Khan is also with us on the broadcast. Taran, coming to you first. Much expectations from the movie Pathaan. The key question, will it be able to sustain the momentum? Well, the power of Shah Rukh Khan can get the, fans and people to the screens when it comes to the initial opening, the first weekend. But would it really sustain the momentum and enthusiasm? That depends on various other factors.
Well, that depends on the content, actually.
Yep.
And this film has the content, has the legs to go beyond the extended weekend. I genuinely feel that star power can attract the crowd, attract the audience on day one itself, or perhaps for the first initial shows. But after that, the content does the talking. And in this case, this film has scale, this film has style, this film has songs, this film has everything going in its favor. And of course, Shah Rukh Khan, who returns with a vengeance.
Yeah.
And I think that, we have seen Shah Rukh Khan in mostly, a majority of films that we've seen him in romantic roles, running around trees, singing songs, with the heroine. And but in this film, it's an out and out action role from the very first introduction right till the finale. I mean, you will see Shahrukh Khan in a very different avatar, and I think that's a major plus. Also, the film is rich in merits. And when I say rich in merits, I said it in terms of content. And I think when we're looking at content, we're looking at wholesome entertainers, rich entertainers made for the large screen. I think this film has that, and that's the reason why people are. The advance booking was an indicator, of course. The advance booking was fantastic. It is number 2 in terms of national chains in India. PVR, Inox, and Cinepolis. The number 1 position is held by Bahubali 2, the Hindi dubbed version. Second is by Pathan. Number 3 is KGF 2, and now this film. And now this film is open to fantastic houses across the country, and that is a huge booster for the Hindi film industry.
Absolutely, and they needed this boost so much after the pandemic. Taran, I will take that point to Shehzad as well, who's with us on the broadcast. Shehzad, not to say that the magic of Shah Rukh Khan requires any kind of controversy, but we can't neglect the fact that after the song was released, after the trailer was out, there was a full-blown controversy. You also had the CBFC stepping in. There were certain advisories that were given to the filmmakers. Even when the film has released, there are certain protests happening in some parts of the country. But I believe the fans have the last say.
Thank you very much for inviting me on your show. It's a Eid, it's a Diwali for all of us who are from the film fraternity, because this film has got a wonderful opening and it will sustain, inshallah, as rightly my friend Taran said. I have not yet seen the film, but I'm seeing the fan praise and the people's comments from it, like Hindustan Ki Shaan, Shah Rukh Khan and all that. And whatever those, देखिए हर आदमी को अपने विचार रखने का हक होता है, चाहे it has been politically motivated or whatever it is. I don't want to go into that area now, since it's a win-win situation for the film, and I would just like to celebrate it. And the fans have shown, the Indian citizens, the citizens of India have shown what is right, what is wrong. They tried this before with an Amir Khan film. They might have succeeded in that, so they thought every time they'll ban a film, they will succeed in it. But every day is not a Sunday, so that is a thing which they should remember. And a good product, as Taran rightly said, will always sell and will always work. A good script works. That's it. That's about it all.
Well, content, of course, content is the king,
and, yes,
and that's I think the thumb rule. We also have Manoj Desai, who's the executive director of G7 Multiplex and Maratha Mandir, who's joining us on the broadcast. Manoj, thank you so much for speaking with us. Taran Adarsh or Shehzad Khan, we were all discussing about the key factors which are at play when it comes to the movie Pathaan. बहुत सारी उम्मीदें हैं. There are much hopes from this movie. The fans have given a thumbs up who have seen the first day, first show, and of course, it is expected that it is likely to sustain this momentum. In terms of business, in terms of what to expect out of Hindi movies and the kind of terse competition Hindi cinema is getting from the southern art and movies, Pathaan has much riding on it. It is expected that it will be able to give the Hindi film industry its mojo back, which seems to have been lost during the pandemic and I must say after the pandemic. Manoj.
Yeah, I just want to tell you, today I was having some morning show in my Getting Galaxy Cinema, which we never run. From last 51 years, we have never given any morning show, but the fan club insisted. So Getting Galaxy both were given the show in the morning, 9 o'clock and 9:30. Both the shows were full. After that, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, all shows are full. And even by Maratha Mandir Cinema, I have all shows packed today.
Ji.
I'm the executive director of G7 Multiplex and Maratha Mandir Cinema.
Right, sir. Sir, and what does it tell you from your experience? I mean, one of the things that many people would argue is that, well, we have to wait and watch. If the initial enthusiasm is really going to sustain through the weekend, after the weekend, and in the coming weeks as well, is it just initial enthusiasm, or your reading is that this movie is likely to create a record at the box office?
This movie is going to create a record of box office, and we had a new treaty with OTT platform. They can't release simultaneously, so they have to release after 2 months. So within 2 months, I'm sure Bollywood come back with the movie Pathaan.
Bollywood will come back with the movie Pathaan. Taran, do you agree with that?
Completely.
I have spoken about the Southern cinema, but I also want to talk about the political context in which art is operating today. A lot of tweaking and retweaking is happening. A lot of right and wrong is being spoken of. There are new narratives that have become mainstream. And in that entire political context, cinema is readjusting itself. Has the Bollywood really read that?
Well, I just like to add one thing here,
Sure.
and that is the audience. Never underestimate the audience. Never feel that just because you've given a boycott call to a film, or you've been writing something on social media, people are not going to watch that film. I was there at 7 a.m. At a multiplex in Mumbai, watching the film with the audience, and I must add here that the reaction at 7 a.m., quarter to 7, the audience had assembled to watch the film. 7 a.m. when the show began, it was clapping, cheering, dancing in the songs, and it was a celebration of sort. I think the audience knows what to watch and what not to watch, and I think the box office numbers of this film will give an answer to all those people who perhaps felt that the Hindi film industry is over and done with. The Hindi film industry is over. I mean, of course, I'm not denying that 2022 was a disastrous year for the Hindi film industry, and a lot of people wrote obituaries of the Hindi film industry then. But 2023 has begun with a bang, and look at the advance booking. Look at the footfalls today. And I must add here, this is the latest development. I mean, of course, I've added in the morning that 300 shows have been added today. But now this is the latest development that midnight shows have been added. This is a breaking news. 12:30 a.m. shows have been added from tonight itself across major places. So that itself indicates, look at the unprecedented demand of the film. The distributors have added that. And even those are getting full. So that indicates that people are wanting to watch the film.
Yes, people are wanting to watch good content, good movies. I think pandemic has made us realize the importance of art and cinema and the big screen as well. Shahzad, what do you have to say about the people who have still given that boycott call? I agree with Taran when he says that never underestimate the power of the audience, and they are the last word when it comes to any piece of art or movie or cinema. But there is a call for boycott. There are certain protests happening in some parts of the country. What do you have to say to all of them?
Actually, I don't want to give them any importance. The less they're spoken about, the better it is. Because now it's a win-win situation. Let's celebrate. I think I've been debating on this from the time the song released, Besharam Rang, that this film is a hit and it will work. Please let the film release. But still, there were people out and they're debating with me and fighting over the debates that, no, there's that, blah, blah. I don't want to give them any importance. I don't want to even think about those people. Let them do what they like. It is a win-win situation for all of us, for my country, and for Shahrukh Khan, and for all my people from the film industry, right from Manojji, Taran, me, actors, technicians, for all of us. एक फिल्म चलती तो पता है आपको और कितने सारे लोग अब फिल्में शुरू करते हैं. हमारी सबकी livelihood will grow by leaps and bounds, inshallah. And when looking at a very bright 2023.
Okay. Taran, a quick point from you, then I'll go to Manoj this side.
Add here that going by the estimates of the film, now in the past only 2 films have crossed 50 crore mark on day one. The first film was War, which was released on 2nd October, which was a holiday, and the second film was Thugs of Hindustan, which was released on Diwali. And by the way, I mean, looking at the way this film is trending, this is going to be overtaking both the films on day one. It should cross 50 crores. It should be the number one Hindi opener. On day one itself, and that too on a working day, midweek, Wednesday, and no festival.
Yeah, that's
no
what
sequel.
I want to. That's what I want to talk to Manoj also about. Manoj, the fact that the movie is releasing in the mid of the week, there is no holiday. Yes, tomorrow is 26th January, but today is no holiday. What do you have to say about the timing of the release? And despite that, there is so much enthusiasm and love from the fans.
I want to add one more color feather in this movie. All 25 individual cinema which were closed, that has been opened by Pathaan and doing very well. The single theatre which were closed, they have been opened with Pathaan today and they are doing very well.
Okay.
So one thing is certain, I have Shahrukh Khan in matinee also. Because of DDLJ in Barada Mandir, I'm running from last 28 years.
Ji, right.
And now I have Shahrukh Khan in my regular show 3:30, 6:30, 9:30 in Marana Mandir. And I have Shahrukh Khan and Pathan again in Gaiety Galaxy, all 8 shows per day. All shows are full. Being an executive director, I am so happy.
Okay, I don't want to be the spoil sport, but Tarun, a reality check here. To expect one movie to get the sentiment back in the favor of the Hindi cinema or the Bollywood industry, isn't that too much expectation on a single film? Or perhaps
Well,
King Khan can carry it, I mean, beyond our expectations.
Yes, I'm not denying that. Just you can't really base your assumption of the entire year based on one film, how it's performing at the box office. But this quarter, from the month of January to March, we have 5 biggies lined up, and what has happened is that there was this vacuum in the film industry. There was this people were feeling low, and people were feeling very depressed after 2022, and even the year that ended with a film called Circus, which was a disaster at the box office. Of course, there was Avatar, which came in, but that's a Hollywood film. But people were feeling very low, and people wanted 2023 to begin with a bang, and this is what has happened. 25th today is that, I mean, it's a working day, and it has done stupendous business. It's doing stupendous business today. Tomorrow is 26th January, Republic Day. I would just want to tell you one thing. As far as the business is concerned, sky is the limit. Picture abhi baki hai. Wait and watch.
On a note of caution, Manoj Desai, do we really need to be realistic in terms of our expectations, or you think that with 26 January, weekend around the corner, the movie is going to smash all the records?
101%, because today, whatever I gathered from India, it is 48,000 crore, means 48,000 crore has in one day. But I'm just waiting for the weekend, up to Sunday, Monday. There are certain people, when they get holidays for a couple of days, they just go to Lonavala, Mahabaleshwar, Matheran, Panchgiri. But except him, there other people, those who were with me, the Shahrukh Khan Fans Club has taken 2 shows in the morning at Gaiety Galaxy. And other shows are full, to my satisfaction. And Marana Mandir also, all 3 shows are full.
Well,
my
sir, as you, Taran Adarsh and Shehzad have been talking, there are many hopes which are riding on the movie Pathaan. It has had a wonderful record opening at the box office. Much was expected over the weekend. It is said, and as Taran was pointing out, content is the king, and on that basis, but this movie is likely to sustain the momentum as well. That's what the experts are citing. And yes, the Hindi film industry needs to get its mojo back. That's the key concern for the entire industry. 2022, the last year, was a disastrous one from the box office and the business point of view. Let's see how this sustains. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us on the broadcast and being a part of this discussion. For all the fans out there, if you've seen the movie, don't put out the spoilers. A lot of us still have to go there and watch it. Well, with that, it's a wrap from me on the biggest exclusive tonight. Thank you so much for watching.